Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be watching a video, as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, of course, on Chinese electric vehicles. And the video itself is going to explain and show how and why electric vehicles in China aren't quite the best. Now, the reason I'm watching this is simply because here Aaron asked me what I thought about the EU putting a 45% increase on tariffs for Chinese electric vehicles. I responded saying the US is doing the same, and in fact, the tariff rate will go up by 100% for electric Chinese vehicles here in the US. So that's quite a lot. But yeah, Chinese vehicles just aren't the greatest. Yeah, I'm sure this video that we're about to watch will explain that. So here it is. This is the channel we're going to be watching, Serpentza. And the video in question is this one: why Chinese EVs are killing people. Oof. Extreme, extreme, extreme. But Serpentza has been, well, he's not currently living in China, but he did live in China for near a decade or just over a decade. It's been a long time. He's married to a Chinese woman. He runs a podcast where he talks about China, and he does have like insight and insider information. He gets clips and news from across the great Chinese firewall, their secluded internet. He gets them. He's got information on the inside. So he's able to share a lot more than what is typically seen with, I guess, any news outlet outside of China. So, yeah, why Chinese EVs are killing people. Let's find out. Man, look at him. He's always dressed up so nice. I should get a suit. He always wears a suit for his videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch it.
This is what happens when an electric vehicle's lithium-ion battery gets damaged in a collision.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Electric vehicles in general, they're not as good as they're made out to be. For one, yes, they have the batteries. So they have the lithium batteries. You get the whole shebang with, okay, where are we getting the lithium to make these batteries? Typically from mines, and then the mines is typically not the most savoriest of working conditions. And then, of course, the batteries themselves, they make the cars heavier. So when you do get into an accident, the accidents will be a lot more dangerous. And then, again, where are you charging? How are you getting the power to actually charge that? Well, guess what? It's from fossil fuels, typically still. And I know, sure, green energy is a thing, but right now, fossil fuels is still the most prevalent. So it's not like you're not even using fossil fuels or gas or whatnot. It's not necessarily even cleaner. I don't know. There's a lot of give and takes with electric vehicles, and I think in the right situations, the right circumstances, they can be better. But I think there needs to be a lot more regulation on it. Or not even regulation on the electric vehicles themselves, but regulation on how you're sourcing the power and how you're sourcing the actual lithium and stuff like that. I don't know. Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video. That's what we're here for, right?
The risk of a fiery explosive death is higher than any EV owner would like to acknowledge, especially Chinese EV owners, with scores of fires and explosions happening daily in China. This man simply wanted to drive his car when it suddenly alerted him to a fault and started catching fire. Thank goodness it alerted him in time. But it's not just the threat of a fiery self-immolation that fancy new Chinese EVs pose. No. There are increasingly more threats and hazards posed by even the poshest and most expensive brands and models. What I'm about to show you will have you on the edge of your seat.
I'm here. I'm right here. I'm on the edge. I'm ready for it.
One of the
Crazy.
things you can expect with new fancy EVs are lots of high-tech features. Things like self-driving, self-parking. Unfortunately...
Well, you can get those in non-electric vehicles as well, right? Can't you? Or maybe you can't. I don't know. My car is from 2011, so it's a bit older.
This is what happened when a Chinese man used the self-parking feature
I've
on
seen
his
this.
fancy new EV.
It drives out, well...
See, the car got confused,
I don't want to spoil it.
And instead of parking, it drove directly into moving traffic.
Okay, he said it.
This could have been a massive disaster.
It just went. The car wanted to go home. That's crazy to me that this person that's driving this car is still just like, it took him all the way to this point to stop, which you would think if you saw a car in the middle of the road, you'd stop a lot further back. Crazy. Also, can we just talk about, he wanted the car to self-park right here. Why? This is like the simplest parking maneuver you could possibly do. Also, look at this car. There's a car in the middle of the road. What are you guys doing?
This high-tech and brand new Chinese EV suddenly lost control and accelerated at full speed without warning.
I saw this one, and when I say I see this one, I see it on oh Lord, I see it on his podcast. Right, they go over this every week on Friday. I guess I'm plugging them. I don't know. A link to this video will be in the description down below. I'm not going to link the podcast, obviously, but you can find the link to the podcast on this channel. So I guess technically I am. Anyways, video.
But at full speed without warning. Smashing into other cars, motorized tricycles, trash cans, and more. But that's not the worst part. If you look at the car, the airbags didn't deploy.
Yep. And I'm sure he'll bring it up, but yeah, this is the thing. A lot of you could see like if you go and search, you can see like these showcases where they go and try to show off the safety features of the Chinese electric vehicles, and they just don't work at all. Like there's no like pinch guards. There's like in this instance of the airbags don't deploy.
This is more common than you think. I've previously reported on airbags failing to deploy on brand new and even flagship Chinese EVs in the past. Why is it that these failures happen? Surely ancient technology like airbags that have been tried and tested in cars since the 70s shouldn't be difficult for Chinese manufacturers to copy and implement?
In the event of a frontal collision, this is what would happen. 100 times faster than we see here, in the blink of an eye.
If you think...
I was fully expecting them to get blasted in the face. And then the one dude just like lays into it.
100 times faster than we see here, in the blink of an eye.
Okay.
If you think about it, you've spent more time with your wallet than just about anyone or anything. I mean, wallets are an everyday thing.
We'll let this
They
play.
go on romantic dates with you, they go on holidays to the beach, overseas. I mean, if your wallet could talk, you'd probably want to put a gag order on it. Here's my wallet. It's got a little wear, or as I prefer to say, character, but it works like the day I got it. It's high-tech with a built-in RFID blocker, the cards fan out with the push of a button. I absolutely love it. So how can it get better? Well, Geoguessr, being the innovative company that it is, keeps surprising me. You know, sometimes you need coins, and that's the Achilles heel of one of these Geoguessr wallets. So they've now invented a coin holder, which for some reason feels very cool and tactical.
What? That's kind of, all right. That's kind of cool.
This is all part of their new card holder add-on ecosystem, which also includes things like a new expansion plate with a built-in money clip. This new card holder has better ergonomics, and they've even improved their already perfected pop-up mechanism, making it all metal. Head on over to partner.extra.com/Serpentza to get the most badass wallet in the world. Don't forget to use the code Serpentza for an exclusive bigger discount. Seriously, your wallet is your wingman. Get one that'll last a lifetime. Go to partner.extra.com/.
How expensive are these wallets? I see there's a 4.9 over here. Are they typically $50? Let's find out. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay. They are pretty pricey. $100 wallets. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, okay. $89, $89, $99, $39. I guess you really want to use the partner discount. How much is the code discount on this? I don't think he said. He might have said in the video. But yeah, definitely want to use a discount.
/Serpentza. And seriously, don't forget to use the code Serpentza for that special discount. And now, back to the show. Really, they can't do that right? I mean, the new technology like self-parking, sure. It's still a fairly new thing, but even so, if it's confused, it should have a fail-safe shut-off feature rather than try and drive into the middle of a busy road.
True.
Why is it that Chinese EVs are failing these very basic safety features? And why are there so many EV-related fires and accidents in China? So much so that places are banning EVs from underground parking lots all over China.
Well, China bans electric vehicle from underground car parks. They explode as if packed full of toxic dynamite, and one nation has already started cracking down on electric vehicles as a result. September 14, 2024. This is on news.com/.au. Oh, this is from Australia. Okay.
Well, I can explain it with one phrase. China is the land of shortcuts and facades.
What is going on here? What the heck?
Hear me out. China was incapable of producing a gasoline-powered car. I'm serious. There isn't one homegrown, reliable Chinese gasoline-powered car. All of the internal combustion engines found in Chinese cars are copies of either Japanese, German, or some other foreign engine. There is no homegrown Chinese engine, just derivatives based on existing technology. You see, it's complicated. Internal combustion engines have a myriad of moving parts with extremely low tolerances and zero space for error. The supply chains are very complicated, and the materials and quality that the parts are made out of is very important. I owned and drove a brand new Chinese car for 10 years. Problems that you wouldn't ever expect would crop up all the time. Things like rubber hoses that usually last decades failed after 2 years. Shifter cables that I've never really seen break in a car simply snapped when I was shifting gear. Electrical issues and other mechanical
I didn't even know that was a thing. Wow.
issues cropped up all the time, and it was due to the poor quality of materials and lackluster quality control used in the construction of my brand new Chinese car. EVs are far simpler. Just the electric motor, which is some wire and magnets, the speed controller, which is the computer that runs everything, and the battery, which is chemistry. A far simpler thing to put together, especially if you already have Tesla to copy from. The problem is that the shortcuts that caused China's internal combustion cars to fail and fall apart also cause issues with China's EVs. It's the lackluster quality control and shortcuts when it comes to the quality of components.
Look how fast these catch on fire. That's crazy. Also, what even happened there?
And fall apart also cause issues with
it just bounced. That's crazy.
China's EVs. It's the lackluster quality control and shortcuts when it comes to the quality of components. This is something that China simply can't seem to shake, and it affects every single industry. Somewhere down the supply chain, someone substitutes quality for rubbish so that...
What is this mask? Come on, you can't be serious with that.
they can profit more. There's also the responsibility side of things.
Wow.
I mean, recently Jeep had a massive recall, and this was due to concerns that the instrument panel in some Gladiator and Wrangler models could short out and fail. We've seen this happen a lot over the years in the automotive industry. When a quality control issue is identified, the manufacturers initiate recalls and fix or replace the problem. This is because of high standards, intense scrutiny, and the possibility of legal action and repercussions. Chinese manufacturers, however, enjoy a bit of a grey area. The Chinese government is pushing hard for China to dominate the world when it comes to EVs, and so doesn't want bad press to escape the confines of the controlled media ecosystem of China. If there were massive recalls due to deadly issues, it would perhaps throw off international investors or slow down and even put the brakes on overseas countries allowing Chinese EVs to be sold on their shores. While in theory the regulations do exist, we simply don't see many serious recalls on the mainland. I'll give you an example. A recall notice for Chinese EVs sold in Australia was issued in December of 2023.
Electric vehicles from China were called in Australia due to drivers facing a risk of serious injury or death by electrocution. This is from Fortune.
Less than a year ago. And this was because there was a problem that could kill the owner. Turns out that if you unplug the charging cable without manually first stopping the charging process, you could die.
That's crazy.
This is a very simple and basic safety feature that all EVs have baked in. Most EVs won't allow you to unplug the charger whilst charging, and those that do will immediately cut off the charge. How could such a simple yet deadly mistake make it all the way to Australian shores? Why was this problem not identified in China? Why was a recall only initiated once it was being sold in a foreign market? Simple. Foreign markets have higher standards, and there are more legal repercussions.
And this is exactly why the EU and the US are putting increased tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. That is, it's kind of like a way to say, yeah, we really don't want your stuff in the country, so we're going to increase the cost of getting it into the country. Therefore, we're not really going to get in the country. It's just like a nice way of saying you're not invited. You like give the invitation reluctantly, right? But on the invitation, it's like, oh yeah, instead of bringing a gift, you got to bring, 10 gifts, 100 gifts, essentially.
China is not a free country. And if you almost die due to your car bursting into flames or giving you a shock or the airbags not deploying, it'll be quietly settled.
These electric vehicle fires are terrifying.
If you try to make a big thing out of it, you'll be taken care of. Remember, Chinese EV companies enjoy government protection and support. The CCP wants the EV sector to succeed and dominate the world, and won't put up with someone making too much noise, potentially scaring off investors and foreign markets. There are many lies and loopholes surrounding the Chinese EV industry, but we'll save those for another day.
Hey!
I hope you've learned something. And until next time, unlike the Chinese EVs that fail at even the most basic of safety features, stay awesome.
I learned, like with many things, they cut corners. They cut corners. They try to make things as cheap as possible. And of course, like you said, the RNA is just not there because typically most of these companies just copy other products from other companies. It's just
I wanted to throw in this funny clip and remind everybody that, Friday is a great time to join us on The China Show.
Larry's
We
talking about The
always
China
cover
Show.
the latest news in China, but not only that, the fun stuff and all the hilarious things and the funny propaganda and obviously the serious
Did the guy just fall? Okay.
stuff too. But please come over to The China Show on Friday. I'd love to see you there.
Okay. I want to say he had another electric vehicle video he did a while back. Oh, literally right here. Why China can't censor and is panicking about EV disasters. So, I mean, we'll take a look at this one. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. It's just like it's probably the same thing we've just talked about. I don't know if this is actually the one. Yeah, he in this video he just shows off a lot more issues. And look, you can see this electric vehicle got into a car crash. The airbags didn't go off. I know he had a video on Chinese electric vehicles. And essentially what's happening is a lot of these Chinese car companies, like you said in the one video that we just watched, they're being funded by the government. So what these car companies are doing is they're just, oh yeah, right here. They're making a bunch of vehicles and just putting them in fields. And in many cases, they're actually titling and tagging these vehicles as well. So the numbers appear as if they are like legit sold vehicles in the country. And that way, these car companies will actually get money from the government. They'll get like a kickback. And it's wild. He just goes through and he shows off all these vehicles. And this is just in one instance. I know in in one of the podcasts he did, he also showed off just these quote unquote graveyards, right? Full of the electric scooters as well, because in China they make all these electric scooters and then put them out, and then they just end up in these giant fields and graveyards and stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild. I don't know. I really don't know. All right, I did want to go to this video, and I wanted to read some of the comments just to see what some of the comments are like. Chinese EVs, so economical. You save on cremation costs. Wow. Look at all that green, eco-friendly smoke. You don't need to even crash your own car with Chinese EVs. The Chinese EVs have self-crashing mode. Oh, God. Is this a bot? Kind of looks like a bot. I don't know. I'm always weary of accounts with names and then like a bot-looking image. I could click on it and see it, but it's probably not. Who knows? Let's all further help the Chinese out by reducing any made-in-China purchases whenever humanly possible. The car is like a dog off its leash. It just wants on its way once it's free, like my dog. The dangerous junk is being sold in Ireland now. Small title correction, why Chinese EVs are killing Chinese. The AI parking the car just like... my God. The AI parking the car just like women parking their car, but worse. Wow. Brings papers and walkie-talkies to mind. I don't know what that means. All the stateside folks talking about cheap BYDs coming here. I shout loud and proud about your channel and tell them to educate themselves about Chinese EVs. You are unfortunately so right. I am Chinese, but agree with your statement about the poor quality being mostly due to shortcuts and cutting corners is fundamentally a work ethics and social responsibility problems. There was a Chinese mechanic that made a comparison between Chinese EV batteries and Tesla batteries. The difference is the quality of design, workmanship, and material. Thermal runaway is hell of a way to protect the environment. So the BYD dealership store I passed by earlier today was foreshadowing to this video. Costa Rica is plagued with Chinese electric cars and no one is aware of the situation in China except the agencies that sell them here. Cheap and badly built brands from China like MG are ticking time bombs here in the UK. Can't tell you how embarrassing it is as an Australian to know China EVs are here. Luckily, these cars probably can't pass US crash tests. True. Now do how deadly watching a movie or attending school is in the US. Well, how deadly is it exactly? You tell me. Wha- I wished one car company would build a small and simple ice car that each owner could self-repair, like the very first WV or the VW Beetle, sold together with a really good repair manual. Glad I'm not scrambling to get all my young children out of the car in a few seconds. I had a car go up in flames 30 years ago. I mean, yeah, it's possible. It's always been possible. I'm gonna read some of the new comments. Hey, bub, WTF did Chinese girl's boy do to you? Hey, Exker is a copycat. This is why I don't fuck with self-driving cars. The Russians are paper bear, while China is paper tiger. Okay. And only Chinese EVs catch on fire. Oh, no, sir. Cyberfuck is just as bad. The CCP wants to saturate the world with these garbage, dangerous cars, and all the stupid governments of the world are allowing them to happen. I will never ever buy a Chinese-made car. Stopped watching after the long self-insert wallet advert. Okay. Simple answer: Chinese technology and workmanship. EVs bad news. BYD is recalling 96,714 Dolphin and Yuan Plus vehicles in China starting September 30th for fire risk due to manufacturing process. Same as Tesla and American EV. He actually replied to this. Not the same, but similar. You were wrongly paid. What does that even mean? There's no Chinese technology. It's just copying and stealing from Western manufacturers. Chinese cars are crap. No wonder Trump wants a 100% tariff on them. Those things are dangerously cheaply made. Wow, Serpentza today scared the living daylight out of me. Never going to get involved with EVs and keep a close eye on EVs and other people near me. Alternate title: Why I Got Paid to Tell Lies. Made in China equals poop. How many have gone on fire in Europe, and how many European EVs go up in smoke? I don't know. Make the video about it. On average, ICE vehicle fires kill U.S. citizens every day of the year. Why are you talking about that? Fire risk in battery EVs is an order of magnitude lower than ICE vehicles or hybrids. EV fires are far more dangerous and intense and can cause far more damage than any ICE fire. I don't know what this ICE vehicle is. Oh, internal combustion engine. Okay. Well, I've never heard of the abbreviation as ICE. That just sounds like... Okay. Still waiting for you to mention something positive about China. Anything? I have over 1,000 videos and many are positive. In fact, 2 videos ago, my video about delivering drivers was very positive. Stop being a lazy bellend and look at my channel. True, he's made like 2 or 3 documentaries praising China, like actually living and going and driving around China, praising China. And they talk about the Chinese culture, how much they love the Chinese culture, how they love the Chinese people. So it's not like he hates the Chinese people. He doesn't hate the Chinese people. Great American propaganda. I'm not American. He's South African. Guy created a channel to share Chinese culture. Now content is basically hating China. What is this? Make sure this is not a Tesla. Solid state battery here soon. Into fire problems. Chinese cars improving all the time. Great pricing for all except EU and USA. All right, let's scroll a little bit and see if there's anything else that's interesting. Winner, sir. Darwin's Award is a permanent winner. You have entertained me as always. Okay. The design is very human. Made in China. Ad right there. Thanks. No broke where got new. Stop EV production, please. And yeah, he didn't even talk about like the actual production of the electric vehicles. Like I said, those lithium mines. Just look up and see. They're so bad. I mean, it's hard to even like post some of the stuff on here. But yeah, just look up some of those lithium mines, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But yeah, with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and go. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.